Hey guys, this is Chris at Wilson Wildlife Sculpture. Happy almost 2025. By the time you watch this video, it probably will be 2025. But I've got big news for 2025. And this video is all about answering your questions. My secrets revealed. Actually, I don't have any secrets. You can watch my YouTube videos, and you can also watch my my videos, which are available on my website, which I show all the processes of bird carving, sculpting flowers, you name it, and painting, texturing. And I've had a number of students who've asked questions, who purchased those videos. I'm going to answer those today. Also, I give individual help. I've been so busy in 2024, I haven't had much time for videos. I've been traveling. The big announcement is I'll give a couple big announcements as this video goes, but I've got 2 solo shows for 2025. And that's a lot of work working with curators. That's a one artist exhibition in a huge space. So, and I have other shows too. I have an artist in residence coming up next year. Lots of big things, and I am so blessed. And I hope to give back and help you all learn and enjoy, see what it is for a successful artist and how they make their living for the last, over 30 years doing full time. I've done this for my living. So one of the first questions is a friend, Larry, who purchased one of my videos, and is actually a pretty great carver, really nice guy. He's from Ohio, and that's where I'm originally from. And so we had a lot of things in common. So I enjoyed talking with Larry, and I apologize for not getting back to him sooner. I've been traveling, and I'll announce some more big news later in this video. But so Larry asked, how do I make my feet? More specifically, how do I secure the feet? Because he knows I use metals and I solder my feet in place. Actually, I silver solder my feet in place, and I will use jigs like these, helping hands. Okay, this is a professional helping hands jig, and they're on springs, and it's just metal. This one's in plastic, so it wouldn't work for silver soldering. However, it will work for cold welding. That's like using JB Weld. And that works in some situations, because I'm making some very, very small feet here. Okay, and it's very difficult to solder and get that perfectly. Here's an example. So Larry, what I do, thanks again for your question, what I do in making feet small like this, I will actually use a board like this, and I will staple them down. You can tell I've made hundreds, if not thousands of feet on this board. It's been charred to death, but I will staple the individual pieces of copper or brass. I also use steel. It depends on the amount of support needed, if I'm defying gravity. So the staples hold the pieces together, and then I can solder the pieces together. And actually, I silver solder. I use oxygen acetylene, which is, you can also use other gases like butane, but it's a little bit stronger than propane, or just a soldering torch, and I prefer that. I fixed a lot of other artists' work over my career, and I don't like my work falling apart. So you can see the metal habitat that I use here, brass and copper. Brass has more support, especially the tubing, and that's going to get to another question. But just to answer Larry again, that's small work, but larger pieces, I hold the pieces together, the different metals with these helping hands, like the example here. This is all copper, and it's been silver soldered together, and then there's been a putty put over this. Okay, you can see how I texture all this. That is a Sculptor. It's part A and part B, a resin and a catalyst, and you have a few hours of working time to press detail in. So that and ribbon epoxy, they both work really well. They self-harden. You mix them together, they will harden very, very hard. You can also go back and carve these materials. So that's Larry's question there, and good luck, Larry. You know, you're really coming along. I enjoyed seeing your pictures of your work, and if I can answer any more questions, please let me know. I've got another friend that actually gave me, I met just recently in Pennsylvania, and he gave me this bendable brass. Actually, he sent it to me. This is a trick that he's been using over the years that I'd like to share. This is how I make these habitats. Okay, see the heart shape? That's for an upcoming Valentine's Day show. I'm showing the courtship between the cardinals. And as well as these warblers. I'm making aster flowers. Very complicated to do. So my friend Dick Snyder, who's the judge of the World Championships, an expert in making habitat, and his birds are very, very good, top notch. Very generous man. I really enjoyed getting to know Dick. So he wanted to know what I think of the new bendable brass. I have not used it before until now, and I like it. I like it a lot, especially for small pieces, because it's easy to bend. Look at this. You can just bend a piece and it will not kink. Normal brass will kink. You'll have to use springs over the brass, and you can gradually do it. I prefer that for larger pieces, especially when they're supporting a life-size bird. This is larger, and this is silver soldered together. But I think this works great on miniature, so I really appreciate the tip, Dick. I'm still getting used to it because it solders a little bit differently, even cuts a little bit differently. And at first I actually had to get a new tank of oxygen and acetylene. I've got big tanks in my garage, and I use a jeweler's torch for all this method. With a gas fluxer attached to the acetylene line. You don't have to do all that stuff. There's all different ways to solder and silver solder, but it works for me. It didn't work so well on this bendable brass, so I had to use very low temperatures on my acetylene and oxygen in order for it to work. I can use higher heat and do it faster with the regular brass, which I prefer for larger pieces. So the verdict's still out on all my work, but I would recommend soft bendable metal from K&S Precision Metals. They're made in the U.S., and I order more of it. So thanks a lot, Dick. I appreciate that. It's a great question, and very generous of you to give me this and to turn a pen for me. Oh my gosh, he's such a great guy. That's what's great about the wood carving community. I get to know so many people, and I hope you join my page, and we all can learn together. I've been doing this since I was 10 years old. That's 45 years ago, and I'm still learning every day. And I'm lucky to do this full time. There are not too many full-time carvers out there anymore. So I'm counting my blessings. And speaking of which, one of my most popular YouTube video is a review of this tool. This is a customizer. It's by Coolio. I'm never good at pronouncing their name, but actually they've rebranded and they're called Respark now. And but it's a nice company, and this is a great tool for getting started wood carving. So I got numerous questions on this review because it's had 21,000 views. That's my most #1 watched video, so thank you very much. It's just a 5-minute video, but I give a comprehensive view of using this tool. And this is a great way of investing in carving to see if you like it or not. It comes with lots of bits, okay, like here, and the diamond, and I show how to emboss or engrave feathers on a emerging pair of quail coming from a block of wood. So that was a very popular. So these diamond bits worked well for that, and there's one engraving bit that worked well that was carbide in there. But recently they sent me an early Christmas present by Respark. Okay, the company's rebranded itself. The Ultimate Bits Bundle, and it comes with 20 bits here. And so I have questions here. How do I know which bit to use on what material? Okay, well, they will tell you, and I'm going to give a review on this tool, and I'm going to tell you. So watch my next video where I will show you which bits are used and which materials and where. I've made all kinds of videos. I'm reviewing the Ultimate Bits bundle, and I highly recommend it. What comes with the tool is fine, but look at this bit. This is part of the Ultimate Bits bundle, and it is made of really sharp, I think it's tungsten steel. Yeah, and they also have carbide, diamond, stones, and buffing. I mean, I spent $20 to $30 for bits like this over my career. You can get this whole set of 20 bits for, I think it's like $60, which is an incredible deal. And same with the customizer. Okay, it has different speeds. Another person writes on this post on a full charge, how long will the customizer work? Full charge it'll last about 2 hours. However, I do not use any tool for longer than 30 minutes. I like to, doing this full time, I like to stretch my hand out. Also, you'll notice the tools get warm. And if the tool gets too warm, if it gets hot, it's not good to use it. You can burn it out. Okay, that's almost with any tool. Besides the NSK America, the Expert 500, it just keeps going and going. You can use it hours on end. That's a high-end tool. This is a beginning tool for carving. It's more for engraving, but I demonstrate how you can carve with it and get fine detail, such as this wing of a bird, all carved from one piece of wood. With this set, I demonstrate undercutting, carving, sanding, polishing, and yeah, I have a new favorite bit here, so I already have it in there. So watch that video about either the customizer or the Ultimate Bits bundle. And also on that video, another person asked, do I think it will work on bone? Okay, and I don't have any experience carving bone, but I know artists who've carved all kinds of bone. He means like antlers and that kind of stuff, not like ivory and stuff that's illegal. Because, I mean, obviously carving's been around a long time, and it was done on ivory and things that are just not right. But, for deer, antlers, and elk and that kind of thing, if it's managed, right, yeah, I think the customizer will work well. Diamond is one of the hardest materials, and that works on stone very well. Carbide will probably carve it. Yeah. So you just have to experiment with the materials, and that's the key to success. You can use any bit, and you can do lots of different things with it. It's not like one particular bit or one tool is for one use. The more you experiment, you can do so much with so many different bits and tools. And I love trying different things, and you can watch all the reviews on my channel because I've had wonderful support. But I don't like to, ask for money from the companies, or I don't get anything in return. I just do a review, and yeah, they may send me some products to test occasionally, and that's it. I don't want I'm not advertising for the company. I'm not selling their products because I'm not getting anything in return. Sometimes I get codes to give you a discount, but I'm not doing that for Resparked or most tools I use. It's basically there's no kickback for me. Okay, so my YouTube video is not even I think it's monetized now, but I'm not interested. I don't have time really to make money for it. It's not really my goal of my channel to make money. I want to share information, build community, and I believe in giving, and then and everything will come back full circle. Because when I was little, getting started when I was 10 years old, I had so much help. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for my teachers, my parents, my mentors, all throughout my young years, teenage years, going to competitions as a teenager, winning at the World Championships when I was in art school, Best in Show when I was only 21 years old. So I've learned a lot over my years, but it's also very humbling. It's humble. I learned to be more humble over the years because of how the art world has changed, and what I've had to do to make a living at it. So before I answer their question, getting into more big news, my career has really taken off. I made my biggest sale at the end of 2024, so I'm very honored for that. And also in 2025, I have my biggest public sculpture that I'm creating. And that I'll unveil more details soon, but I created 2 public monuments in 2024, and that's kind of a new area I'm going. I've created bronze sculptures that are 7 feet tall. When I was professor of art and when I was sabbatical to do this full time, I did that. But I enjoy wood carving most, and also there's a lot of metal work involved in this work. But let me see if there are any other questions I need to answer you all here. Okay, one person wants to know, Trailblazing wants to know if I have finished my owl, and I can show how I finish it, I guess, all the feathering and texturing. Well, I will demonstrate that with the Respark video showing the Ultimate Bits bundle. I'll show you some different bits on how to carve the owl, as well as this eagle wing. I think it's all eagle wing. Could be a hawk wing. I forget, but yeah, those are some of the questions. Feel free to write in this video more questions you have and what you'd like to have answered. So this was about making feet, about the customizer, my #1 tool, and some just general questions. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have. And again, I have videos available on my website and lots on my YouTube channel. So thanks a lot for following me. Hope you have big news in 2025 as well, and most of all have a happy, healthy new year. Thanks a lot for subscribing and following me. So I'll include some pictures of some close-ups of these tools here at the end, and my feet that I made. These are American red starts, and you can see the habitat I made of aster, which I am going to make out of copper and brass. Here's the female. Also, here is a close-up of the customizer, and then my favorite bit. Let's see if you can see that nicely there. Although there's lots of bits in the Ultimate Bits bundle, which I'm going to demonstrate soon. Here are my pair of cardinals. And there's the Ultimate Bits bundle in the background in the customizer box. So these are carved in wood, and I've got to make tiny little feet. I'll make those out of copper. And I could cold weld them on with JB Weld, but I'll probably solder them just like I did this little foot. This is actually a bat's foot. See, it's got 4 little feet there. That's how I make my feet in general for any animal. Chipmunk, or actually it could be a chipmunk. I forget. Chipmunk only have 4 fingers or toes, not 5. I forget about bats. It's been a while since I made one. I thought it was a bat, but okay. Anyway, so I got to make feet for the cardinals. And that's the bendable brass. This is it. Here it is, K&S Metals, soft bendable metal. And that's how I made this heart shape very easily. I carved the base out of Georgia marble. And the Ultimate Bits bundle has stones for carving diamond and different types of stone that you can use for marble, any kind of stone carving. I've actually experimented with different materials, and I've carved quite a bit of different materials, so stay tuned for that video. And it is a wrap here. That's all my information, questions that I have for now. There's the helping hands, a little jig, vise. Happy 2025.